value-added services in 2017 to join Lafarge Africa. Lafarge Africa PLC is the cement manufacturer that most of us in the Southwest known as WAPCO. In the north, the company is known as Ashaka Cement, and in the east, the same company is known as Unisem. So we are a company under the Lafarge OSIM group. So today I am the country pricing and marketing site manager for the company. So that's me. So am I qualified to talk about driving value? I think I have some little experience about that. So that's why I want to do that this afternoon. So let's just dive in. The word value to many people means so many things. So yes, dictionary will give you what's importance, usefulness of something. That's what they call value. But in a business, it means different things to different people. From where you sit as a business owner, value to you could mean the financial worth of your business. Value to you could mean how much you want to get from people buying a product or a service from you. To the customer who you're selling to, value to that customer is a perceived worth of the service or the product you are giving to that customer in comparison to what your competition is offering the same customer. So if I pick $100 recharge card from MTN, how many minutes call will I be able to make with that $100 value of a recharge card on MTN? If I pick the same $100 value on Airtel, how many minutes of air time will I be able to make? That's the value perceived to a customer. So that's value. So, but this afternoon, we're going to be talking more about value to the business owner. I know quite a lot of people, us at Ibadan, business owners. Some of us are, CEO of companies. So that's why we need to go this route. But at the same time, there is no way you talk about value to a business owner and you're not talking about the perception at the end of the customer. So we are going to delve into the two sides, but more on the business owner side. So let's go ahead. How do you build value in a business? A lot of us, we start our businesses based on intuition. Some of us actually have dreams to start businesses, but we are all doing the same thing, irrespective of how and why we started the business. We are in business, to market or to sell product or services to people. And most times these products or services carry prices. We are envisaging to sell certain volume or certain quantity. We are envisaging that our customers will make use of the products and they get satisfied. We are envisaging the frequency of use of our product will be better than frequency of use on the other competing brands. So the customers are your potentials for creating the product or the service, like I said, So you offer a price. If it's acceptable to the customer, you get a value for whatever you're doing. And these customers can come in various forms. You can have some loyal ones. You can have some edgy customers. Once you have one of them, forever you regret having them, But if you have the loyal ones, you are sure of the lifetime value from these kind of customers. Sometimes you have a customer, you lose them and you gain them back. So those are the people we call the old returning customers. And sometimes you are winning some customers over to your brand from a competing brand. With your product and with your customer, all you're trying to drive around your business is what we call equity. Equity in terms of profits. If it's a business that is listed on the stock exchange, like my own company or where I work, share price will start going up. You are building what we call top of the mind awareness with these customers. So if tomorrow I want to sew shirts, who is a designer or a tailor who is top of mind in me, that person must have had so much equity in me for me to always remember, oh, this is the person I want to sew my shirt with. Or if I need to drink milk, what brand comes to my mind? And building top of mind too is a function of so many other activities you do in your business to drive equity. When you talk about equity, you want to change people's perception about certain things. What do you do? That's what marketing and advertising does for most businesses. But today, a lot of us do not even incur, we don't incur or we don't invest in marketing and advertising. We assume when we go faster than prayer, our businesses will be selling. For you to be leading in your category, you must build the right equity. You must make profit to continue being in business to be sustainable. So let's go into how all this interplays together, and how do you as a business person see how it plays. For your business, you're always driving towards two things. I want to increase my sales, or I need to make more profits. That's improving profitability. And these are cut across two things. You get more money and you get more profits, So how do you increase sales? You're already existing. You're selling in Ibadan alone. All your customers are based in Ibadan. For you to increase sales, can you expand your market in Ijebu-Ode? So you get new customers in Ijebu-Ode. That can increase whatever comes in for you. Or today, the customers you have are buying from two people. Can you make them buy everything they buy today from you alone? That's how you increase your share of wallets. You acquire new customers, or you win share of wallets, or you create alliances. So I'm a tailor, I can make good shirts in Ibadan. Can I look for a tailor who makes good natives in Ijebu-Ode and say, oh, can you market yourself to be making shirts? Then I drop my shirt with you and you take a commission for selling for me. That is another way of increasing on your sales. Or today you make shirt alone and you have acquired skills to make native wears. That's a new product. So you start creating native wears for your customers. Some of them will have to increase their spend with you by sewing native and shirts. That means they give you more money. So you are increasing sales on one leg. The other side of it, you want to drive profitability. And that's, like I said earlier on, that's what is value to a business. The more profits you make, you're sustainable in business, and you are able to expand your business. So for you to make profit, while you make money, there's something in between too that you need to be conversant with, which is cost of doing business. When I was starting the session, I said COVID brought so many disruption to the business landscape. During COVID, at the peak of it last year, the cost of traveling between Ibadan and Lagos, the maybe average rate of 1,000 naira. Some people told me they moved from Lagos to Ibadan at 5,000 naira. Imagine that person is trying to take a product to sell to somebody in Ibadan. He has increased the cost of taking that product to Ibadan by almost ×5. The cost has gone up. So whatever money is going to get as income, if you remove the cost, that means the profit will have dipped or not even making any profit, which many of us are not always conversant with most times. Because if you don't have oversight of your costs, the real value to you, which is profit, is going to go down, or you don't even know when it disappears. So for you to improve on profitability, which is your real value to you on one leg, financial value, so you need to be conversant of your costs. Then at a time, you need to take opportunity of increasing price, and you don't join the bandwagon, because most of us today will always say, Iyashade is selling at this price. That's what I'm going to sell. When you have opportunity to increase price, you need to take that advantage. Also, you need to differentiate yourself in the marketplace as a business person. Whatever you offer is being offered by many people. So you need to take a look at the next person and see what they are offering. How can you be better in your offering than the next person? That's critical for you to drive profitability. So if you add more value to your product or your service, then it gives you an advantage to take an increase in price. It gives you an advantage to look for newer customers on one leg also. So when you have more customers, you are driving incremental sales. When you're driving incremental sales with the same cost, then your profit can go up. That's a simple way to look at driving value. But now let's look at it from another equation, and I'm sure this will be more explainable. Profit sit at the top is a function of your revenue, what comes in when you sell or when you offer a service, minus your costs. Your revenue is a function of your price and your quantity. So, two critical things, price and quantity, for you to, that's what I was calling sales earlier on. Price times quantity is what will give me sales, revenue, So opportunities exist in price, but many of us don't even look at it today. We like to always go with the flow. We don't even know that there are several categories of customers we sell into. Some people can pay more for the same thing. Some people are paying less. It's, yes, a lot of us are going to travel next week for JCI conferences. What do you need at Abeokuta? A bed space. Why do you have to pay in conference hotel 16 or 18,000 naira? And not Newgate, where you'll be offered a bed to sleep and AC2 at 6,000 naira. There's a value you are looking for as an individual. And the hotel too offer different thing. The ambience. There's a value placed on the ambience of the hotel, and that's why they arrive at the prices they are charging. So you need to understand the space where you operate and see the opportunity for where you can discriminate on price. Okay, ordinarily the price of conference hotel is not 18,000. I think it's about 25, 26, thereabouts. But they offer JCI a discount because you are coming with volume at a go, maybe 100 rooms at a go. All of us will pay the value, and that's why you're able to get the discount of almost 7,000 on the rack rate of the hotel. And conference has checked also that the next hotel that has almost the same standard with them is down the road, parking. And parking will never take 18,000 from anyone. So they know most JCI members will surely pay for the room at that discount they are offering because they are conversant of what their competitors are charging. Your competitor is somebody that has the same standard with you. Parking is almost of the same level around there with conference. So they are going to charge you like 38, 37, 35, thereabouts, So price is an edge there. You see what conference hotel has been able to do with us. The quantity also, maybe they have 150 rooms and they know, if I get 80% of the room to JCI at this discount, because even if you don't take the room, they will still run the cost on generator. They will put on their 100 kVA generator for even if there are 10 people there. But if there are 100 people lodged in the hotel, they can spread the same cost over 100 people. So what comes to them as what we call margin, per customer for that particular number of days you are going to be there, it will go up because they are driving value. That's the way you look at value. So this element of variable and fixed cost. Fixed cost is everyday item that you spend to create value for your customer. Variable cost. Why the fixed cost is, that cost that is fixed, the building is fixed, your machine is fixed. You don't change all those or you don't expend on those ones every day. So whether you sell or you don't sell, you pay the rent for your office. Whether you sell or you don't sell, you've already bought the machines. Whether you sell or you don't sell, the land you've already bought it. But the land, if it exists on its own and you don't add labor, material, energy to the machine, you can't produce what you're selling. That's variable cost, and that fluctuates based on the quantity you are selling. If conference hotel is going to give out 10 rooms for the day, I want to give you an example of that. They're going to run the same energy costs for 10 rooms versus when they run 100, except if they have smaller generator or bigger generator. But maybe the number of towels that we are going to use for the day, if you are 10, will be less. So the labor they will require to wash the towel will not be much. When everybody checks out, That's how variable cost works. So, but if they've not priced right when they have 10 guests and when they have 100 guests, imagine they have 10 guests and they price at 18,000. That's 180,000 that comes to them. And they are going to, the variable cost remain 100,000. That means if you remove 100,000 from 180, they have 80,000. But if they have 100 guests, they will still spend the same 100,000. 100 guests will give them 1.8 million, and they spend 100,000. That's about 1.7 million naira that will come to them, after removing the cost. So that's the way you look at value. So as a business person, if you don't write down or you don't take account of, the cost elements, your price, the quantity you have to sell to break even at a day, especially some of us who are SMEs, there are some kind of businesses like, I always ask people who sell in corner shops, I live in Lagos, so I know it's so expensive to get shops in Lagos. I ask them, do you make what you pay monthly on this shop every month? But you know what? It's a silly question because they don't even understand what I'm asking them. Some don't even make profit to pay off the rents. They still have sales girls they need to pay salaries to at the end of the month. 2 years down the line, you just see that the business has folded up or the shop is going down. And this happens because most of us, we don't differentiate between our other incomes, our domestic expenses or domestic, especially the wives. The husband gives money and just pump the money to the shop. He doesn't even know the account of the business. So for you to drive value or to go for value, as I've titled the session, you need to be conversant of your costs, and you need to be conversant of how do you drive incremental revenue. I've given you two pictures. I gave you a picture like this. This is a marketing view to it. And I'm giving another picture that looks like I would say, finance view to it, So for you as a marketing person or marketing driven person, expanding my market, increasing my spend or share of wallet of my customer can drive my incremental revenue. But cost is essential. You need to reduce costs for you to drive profitability. Oh, can I take advantage of, some people are still selling the same prices they are selling before COVID, even when COVID has increased the cost of doing business today. So the business has chances of increasing on price, but they've not taken that price. But sometimes if you're in a commoditized category, price may be hard to increase. And that's where value add comes in, market-centric approach. Can you change the product mix? Can you create a variant? I know Coca-Cola knows how to do this. There's Coke Zero. There's a normal Coke. You're changing the product mix. That's a variant. And I know Biggie, a lot of us are Biggie now. Biggie has several variants too in the market today. That's, they're offering assortments. Give them choices, the customers, so you can, what are you trying to do? Some people who do not like their drinks to be black, when they see pink, you win new customers. Some people who do not like it pink, when they see orange, you win new customers. And some people who want to have a taste of all the assortments. So you are increasing your share of wallet from the customer. If I buy 3 bottles of Coke Zero and Sprite instead of buying one, then I've given you a larger share of my wallet for drinks for that particular day. So as a business person, especially SME, a lot of us into makeup, a lot of us into tailoring and fashion designing today, a lot of people into services, offering laundry services, school. You need to be conversant of what other people in your category are doing. So how can you differentiate yourself? How can you create something unique that when you're saying pay more, then somebody sees why they need to pay more to you? Or how can you create the same thing and charge different categories of customer? Because perception of value is different to everybody. We don't see value as the same thing. We all see value as different things. I can pay 30K for parking. Some people will say, why should I pay 30K? Because I cherish something that parking offers me, good ambience, security of my life when I'm in there, than going to the next hotel across the street where somebody can just come into my room and shoot me. That's a perception to me. And if you are not conversant of what your customers are seeing as drivers of value, again, that's a problem for you. You won't know how to create value to get value, because as a business, you're creating value to get value, the money the customer pays you. So it's a two-way street. If you don't create value, you cannot get value. So you need to be conversant of how the value exchange works for you to drive value in your business. So I've given you the marketing-centric approach. I also give a finance or an accountant view to it, So let's see, what do you need to create value in your business? What do you need? Just some 5 elements I thought they are critical. You need to understand the customers that you're serving. Not only the customer exists within that market. To understand the market, and the market is the makeup of the customers and your competitor. So the customers, what is their usage? What is the behavioral pattern that you are seeing? And I said earlier on, if you operate a business and you don't write things down in your business, you don't even know who is buying from you more, that you are supposed to use discounts to keep forever. You'll be offering discounts to your friends who only come once in 1 year or 2 years. But if you keep the right record, you can see the patterns, the behavior. Then you can start creating segments within what you've written down to say, okay, every customer who spend 5,000 with me are my high value customer. Or those people that only come 500 naira, okay, bottom of the pyramid customer. You need to understand the economics of the customers. Not even understanding how much they spend with you. Profiling your customer. Oh, Ismail worked with Lafarge. Oh, he's a senior manager there, so he must be a high salary earner. So I think there's a high potential that if I do well with Ismail, he can spend one for my business. But the next guy, is a teacher in a primary school, government primary school. Oh no, the potential with him is not much. Let me just leave him like that, but I need to keep him to be buying from me. You need to understand the customer economics. And also benchmark yourself to your competition. Lara has a makeup shop beside you. Lara does almost everything you do. Your shop looks alike because you copy Lara when you're setting up. But there's something you can still add to your shop. Okay, create a section, because I used to follow my wife sometimes to the salon, So the salon will create a corner for the husband where they can have a drink. So imagine when you had extra price to the wife, because the husband is comfortable, there's opportunity to increase what you get from the wife. So go extra mile to create something better than your competitor. You operate a school. Most of your students come from a distance far away. Can you get a staff bus, or school bus? Can you create a different pricing on the school bus, so that it will be attractive to some of the parents? The parents are not the same. Some high earner parents will say, oh, the price is okay. Then the ones, based on distance, you can create different price for the school bus. Value propositioning. A lot of us don't have value proposition. And we always, where we don't have is just a general thing. I come in and say, hey, this is what is available. Some of us that love to patronize the big hotel brands. That is what we call loyalty scheme in big hotel brands. Accor, Ibis Hotel Group as Sheraton as, when you're on those loyalty scheme, they tell you, oh, even when you pay the hotel price, for every drinks and food you eat, there is a 10% discount. It's not available to everybody. I love a Radisson brand. I know when I'm in Radisson, I enjoy discount on my food and drinks. I even bring my friend in to eat so that I can take the discount on my own account. And I accumulate points. So when I have enough points, the next visit, I just use my point to sleep. I don't pay. That's a value proposition. How can you operate a barbing salon and create a value proposition like that? Create a loyalty scheme. If you barb 10 times in a month, next two visits is free. Some people can pay you for 10 times ahead. I used to be a customer like that when I used to barb every day, but now I carry afro. So Create a price discrimination, tailor your prices to fit your customer and their willingness to pay. I explained this when I was explaining the customer economics. Willingness to pay is knowing who your customer is. Can he afford it? You can't charge a primary school teacher who lives on 18,000 or 20,000 to be paying half of his salary for your service. But there can be a guy who works at Nigerian Breweries who is a big guy there who can, when he brings out that money, he won't feel it. So, but if you don't profile your customers right, you may not know who you are going to charge higher or you are not supposed to charge higher. So you need to understand the customers, create the right value propositions, that you can leverage on price discrimination, tailored to fit them. Everything you're trying to do is to, increase on your equity, your value to your business, knowing this. And you can't do this all alone. You must do it within your capacity. You can't have a beer parlor that can take 20 people and you are launching a value proposition to attract 100 people. Are they going to sit on the table when they come to your beer parlor? So everything must be done within your capacity. With your capacity is, your space. If you're a tailor, your machine is not electric, you need to press with your leg. You can only sew 2 shirts per day. You don't go and attract 50 shirts that will take you longer time. And you create trouble for your brand equity. So your capacity, you must drive the value within your capacity. And a lot of us are greedy. We don't look at capacity. We always want to, it's always the bandwagon effect. Everybody follows the general rule. Even in our lives, Wale has Honda, I need to buy Wale Bolotera Honda, I need to buy Honda too. You don't even know whether you can maintain Honda, whether it's Corolla that you're supposed to, you fit into. But because you want to feel like Wale, you copy Wale. You understand? So you must do everything within your capacity. Whatever value proposition you must create, your capacity must be able to offer it. Whatever customers you want to attract, your capacity must be able to accommodate it. A lot of, I work with salesmen. Most times they will come and say, there is gap in the market. Sometimes there is gap, but is there a market in the gap too? There can be gap, but there is no market. There can be gap. There is no market when people cannot even, they don't have the purchasing power. Some people even charge what people that live in their area. I live in a place called Egbeda in Lagos. It's not Ikeja or Lekki. It's very tough when you live in Egbeda and you want to say you want to barb people's ear around here for 1,000 naira. You may not get customer. But I know when I go to a barbing salon in Ikoyi, I pay as high as 5,000 naira sometimes. They will wash my hair, trim my beard, they will dry my hair. All these are just value adds. They are unnecessary. It doesn't make my hair better than the way it is. But, they try to create, the ambience itself. I can sleep. Somebody is massaging my leg, I came to cut here. They are massaging my leg. That's value add. But that's still, is a proposition. They try to personalize it. When you come there, somebody will say, okay, do you want your beard to be straight or your beard to be like this? It's just a personalized offering. So how can you offer from general to personalized? So if you want to send me communication, happy Easter, you don't just say happy Easter and broadcast to all your, just say, oh, dear Mr. Ismail, happy Easter. We wish you and your family. It's personalized. I feel like you know me more than you do. But we all join the band and just do broadcast to everybody on your customer database. Someone says, this guy is just, imagine, he doesn't even know I don't drink Star. He's telling me the Star is the 150 because you don't know your customer. So you guys need to be very, move from the general to personalized propositioning. You need to understand your customer very well. Do everything within your capacity. These are things that can help you drive value in the new business climate we have now. COVID has done so much to so many businesses. Some people are still not back to where they were as of February 2020. Most of my work makes me to track industry numbers, market numbers, and I fear for some industries, so in 2021 beyond, if you want to be, drive value for your business, these are things that you need to pay attention to, and you need to be very deliberate, to do it. If you want to be better, because cost of doing business will continue to be going up. If you live in Lagos, there are quite a lot of taxes you pay in Lagos. You know, if you live in Ibadan, I'm sure the government too will start using some of the Lagos style to extract money from you. And if you are not increasing on what you are getting, that means you are dipping on what comes to you as a business. So you actually need to be deliberate about all these items I've listed here. I'm sure that's the end of my slide. In summary, for you to drive value, these 5 things are essential, and you have to be deliberate about it. And you need to tell yourself, I need to expand my market, I need to expand my customer base, I need to wash my costs to drive value to my business in these unprecedented times. Thank you very much. I think I can welcome questions now. Hello, Adeoye, you need to unmute.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ismail Salami.
Thank you, Mr. President.
We would like to take questions, if any, for the trainer.
It can be any question outside this, you know, but it has to do with business, you know. Remember, like I said, there is a continuation of where I stopped the last time. So just to close it.
Yeah. If you like to ask questions, please raise your hand. Questions, comments?
Okay, I think there's some chat. Let me read if there are questions. Okay, there are questions.
Right.
Okay, someone Oluwatoyin Omiyale, yes, you can ask your question or drop in the chat box. Omiyale. Okay. Okay, how can one bring value to a business without financial capacity? You know, and that's why I show you, you know, earlier on, I said marketing centric approach or the financial approach, depending on the way you want to look. Sometimes I think optimization works for you to drive value. Let me use the word optimization. Optimization is looking at, you know, driving efficiencies within your business. You don't need to go and look for extra money to do it. You know, just look at what you do. I think somewhere you are overdoing some things that if you control how you do it, you'll be able to do more. And sometimes expanding market may not need you needing to look for extra capital to expand it to a different market. So your expansion can be a collaboration. That's why I said create alliances. Your expansion can be, you know, I'm a student of share economy. Can you share space somewhere where you don't need to pay extra rent with someone? I think because of us in business, many of us have ego. We are not looking at some of these small opportunities like in sharing economy, collaboration. You know, sometimes you actually need a website, and we all keep paying website designers. You don't need it. So these are part of little things that you can use to improve on your profitability. If you take away those costs of what you don't need, your profit goes up. So you spend less, you still get the same revenue, then that means your profit will go up. It's about efficiencies, you know, and I think we need to watch it too as a business. I was talking about school earlier on. Some schools have receptionists, they have head of school, they have the proprietor, they have, come on, you are paying all these people salary. Do you actually need them? You know, so you need to check what you do and how you do it. And that's why I made mention of part of what I said about elements you need to look out for. Look at what your competition is doing, who is doing better than you. You can actually copy and learn something from them to replicate within your operations. So doing that, you don't need to go and look for extra capital, because SMEs today will always say, oh, this capital is my problem. I actually don't always believe it's all about capital sometimes. There are opportunities today for what we call credit facilities with whoever your supplier is. Can you enjoy that credit facility? than going for loans in banks that you're going to be incurring an average of 2 to 3% monthly. So just tell you whoever your supplier is, and they're going to give you certain conditions. Check if within your capacity you can meet up with those conditions and leverage on the credit facilities. You don't need extra financial strength to get that done. I hope I've been able to answer that question, Toyin.
Yes, sir. You've been able to answer it very well. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you very much once again, Mr. Salami. Any other question?
Thank you, Mr. President. I will still be available so that we don't delay. If there are no questions, we can proceed with our meeting here.
All right, I'd like to invite to appreciate our trainer for the day. I would like to take our National Vice President in charge of Southwest District 2. MVP, Ma. Hello, Mr. MVP.
Mr. President, I'm sorry, were you referring to me?
Yes, ma'am. I would like you to help us appreciate our trainer.
She's on mute. Hope she's not.
MVP, you are on mute.
Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. I was talking. Well, I was trying to say that thank you very much, Mr. President and members of the board and JCI Ibadan. Thank you so much for asking me to speak. I joined the training at the start of it, and I was quite excited and even more so impressed about what the trainer, my brother, Mr. Salami Adewale, had pulled through. The training in itself was quite essential, especially at a time like this where economies are trying to rebuild themselves and young entrepreneurs are trying to also recreate themselves. So I would like to say on behalf of the national president of JCI Nigeria and the president of JCI Ibadan, to say a very big thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
For taking out the time, to share your knowledge, your time and experience with us. I have taken a few things away from this training and how I can incorporate that into my professional career. And I'm sure that a lot of people on the call will be able to do the same. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, MVP. Thank you very much, Mr. Salami. We hope to see you at Abeokuta, and then we'll be glad to be able to call on you every time. We thank you for always heeding to our call, and we hope we would always enjoy that goodwill from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll
God
see you guys
bless
at
you.
Abeokuta. All right. Bye.